Welcome to Pharmoon Drops. Multiple choice questions asked in various competitive exams are discussed here along with a brief description. Questions and answers are presented as points followed by related explanations. Salbutamol is a selective beta 2 agonist. Salbutamol is a selective beta 2 agonist. Beta 2 is an adrenergic receptor. Beta 2 is an adrenergic receptor. Binding of salbutamol with beta 2 receptors causes bronchodilation. Binding of salbutamol with beta 2 receptors cause bronchodilation. This is a pharmacological action of salbutamol on respiratory tract. This is a pharmacological action of salbutamol on respiratory tract. Beta 2 receptors are present not only in respiratory tract but also in uterus. Beta 2 receptors are present both in respiratory tract and in uterus. The stimulation of beta 2 receptors in uterus by salbutamol causes relaxation of uterus. Stimulation of beta 2 receptors in uterus by salbutamol causes relaxation of uterus. This leads to delayed delivery. This leads to delayed delivery of fetus. Such agents which delay delivery of fetus are called as tocolytics. Such agents which delay delivery of fetus are called as tocolytics. 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 Insulin stimulates lipogenesis by increasing the activity of acetyl-CoA carboxylase. Insulin stimulates lipogenesis by increasing the activity of acetyl-CoA carboxylase. Insulin stimulates the dephosphorylation and activation of acetyl-CoA carboxylase. Insulin stimulates the dephosphorylation and activation of acetyl-CoA carboxylase. Acetyl-CoA carboxylase catalyzes the synthesis of malonyl-CoA. Acetyl-CoA carboxylase catalyzes the synthesis of malonyl-CoA. Malonyl-CoA is the substrate for fatty acid synthesis. Malonyl-CoA is the substrate for fatty acid synthesis. Sumatriptan is a 5-HT receptor agonist which is used in the management of migraine. Sumatriptan is a 5-HT receptor agonist which is used in the management of migraine. 5-HT receptor is the 5-hydroxytryptamine receptor. 5-HT receptor is the 5-hydroxytryptamine receptor. The same is also known as serotonin receptor. 5-HT receptor is also known as serotonin receptor. 5-HT receptors are G protein coupled receptor and ligand-gated ion channels found in the central and peripheral nervous system. 5-HT receptors are a group of G protein coupled receptor and ligand-gated ion channels found in the central and peripheral nervous system. 5-HT receptors are activated by the neurotransmitter serotonin. 5-HT receptors are activated by the neurotransmitter serotonin. Sumatriptan is a serotonin receptor agonist. Sumatriptan is a serotonin receptor agonist. Sumatriptan is used to treat migraine. Sumatriptan is used to treat migraine. Agonism of 5-HT receptor leads to constriction of cranial blood vessels. Agonism of 5-HT receptor leads to constriction of cranial blood vessels. This is the mechanism of action of sumatriptan. This is the mechanism of action of sumatriptan. Nitrazepam can be synthesized from 2-amino-5-nitro-benzophenone. Nitrazepam can be synthesized from 2-amino-5-nitro-benzophenone. In the structure of clavulanic acid, beta-lactam ring is fused to oxazolidine ring. In the structure of clavulanic acid, beta-lactam ring is fused to an oxazolidine ring. A water-soluble resin which is used as coating material in microencapsulation process is polyvinyl pyrrolidone. A water-soluble resin that is used as coating material in microencapsulation process is polyvinyl pyrrolidone. Examples for other water-soluble resins used in microencapsulation are gelatin, gum arabic, starch, carboxymethyl cellulose, etc. Examples for other water-soluble resins used in microencapsulation process are gelatin, gum arabic, starch, carboxymethyl cellulose, etc. Hydroxypropyl methyl cellulose phthalate can be used as a pH-dependent controlled release excipient. Hydroxypropyl methyl cellulose phthalate, in short HPMC phthalate, can be used as a pH-dependent controlled release excipient. In other words, HPMC phthalate can be used for making enteric coated tablets. In other words, HPMC phthalate can be used for making enteric coated tablets. These tablets release the drug content in intestine only. These tablets release the drug content in intestine only. HPMC phthalate coating will not be dissolved in gastric pH. HPMC phthalate coating will not be dissolved in gastric pH. Gastric pH is acidic. Gastric pH is acidic. HPMC phthalate will be dissolved in alkaline medium only. HPMC phthalate will be dissolved in alkaline medium only. That means HPMC phthalate coated tablets release the drug content in intestine only. Tablets made with HPMC release their drug content in intestine only. Enteric coating polymers generally possess free carboxylic acid group on the polymer backbone. Enteric coating polymers generally possess free carboxylic acid groups on the polymer backbone. Solubility of the polymers depends on the number of carboxylic acid groups. The solubility of the polymers depends on the number of carboxylic acid groups. Enteric coating polymers can be classified into three groups: polymethacrylates, cellulose esters, and polyvinyl derivatives. Enteric coating polymers can be classified into three groups: polymethacrylates, cellulose esters, and polyvinyl derivatives. Examples for cellulose esters are cellulose acetate phthalate, in short CAP, cellulose acetate trimaleate, in short CAT, cellulose acetate succinate, HPMC acetate succinate, HPMC phthalates. Examples for cellulose esters are cellulose acetate phthalate or CAP, cellulose acetate trimaleate or CAT, cellulose acetate succinate, HPMC acetate succinate, HPMC phthalate. Prazosin act as antihypertensive via antagonism of alpha-1 adrenoceptors. Prazosin act as antihypertensive via antagonism of alpha-1 adrenoceptors. Examples for non-selective alpha blockers are phenoxybenzamine, phentolamine, and ergot derivatives. Examples for non-selective alpha blockers are phenoxybenzamine, phentolamine, and ergot derivatives. Non-selective alpha blockers block both alpha 1 and alpha 2 receptors. Non-selective alpha blockers blocks both alpha 1 and alpha 2 receptors. Examples for selective alpha 1 blockers are prazosin, terazosin, doxazosin, and tamsulosin. Examples for selective alpha 1 blockers are prazosin, terazosin, doxazosin, and tamsulosin, etc. Example for selective alpha 2 blocker is yohimbine. Example for selective alpha 2 blocker is yohimbine. Thank you for listening to Pharmoon Drops.